Next one is results may be estimated. Obviously, not everyone's going to want to opt into the Apple iOS 14 privacy changes. It may make it harder for people who are downloading the Facebook app on the platform to say, I want to opt in and I want Facebook to track all my information, even though I don't know what information that is at what time of the day and by who. And basically, what that means is there'll be raw aggregate data that'll be used from possibly the other platforms and possibly the Apple users who have opted in order to get an idea of the number of impressions, the reach, the total number of conversions that you are getting from your sales and also your platform as well. So that's going to be a very big one. And having estimated results is quite a challenge because there's a phrase that goes on in marketing. It's one that I learned from university, which is GIGO, which is basically garbage in, garbage out. So if you're not getting real-time accurate information from the Facebook platform, you're going to have to look at getting alternative forms of tracking. And some of you may have heard about Alex Becker from Hyros. There's also a lot of other simple tracking platforms, like HubSpot's got it, Google Analytics has got it. There's also plenty of other tracking software out there that allow you to get more accurate tracking information from these different platforms so you can see what the real-time conversions, leads, impressions, clicks actually is. Because if you're just relying on the Facebook platform itself, it's never really been completely reliable. And going into these Apple iOS changes, it's going to be even less reliable. So that is something to keep an eye on and really be aware of these changes with reporting analytics information. I highly recommend, if you do nothing else apart from checking your 8 conversion events, the other thing is make sure you go and get some tracking software so that you have got accurate real-time information coming in, because some of this information is likely to be estimated based on aggregates from all users and also just from the Apple users that have opted in with the iOS 14 platform. Right, and with that said, the next change that we're going to look at is the 7-day default click attribution. I'm not going to spend too much time dwelling on that. It's been pretty well covered on other platforms and people have written in far more depth than I have. So that's just something to look out for. Next thing is tracking being underreported and what that means. That was sort of discussed a little bit earlier on, but I want to unlock that a little bit more, because if you've got traffic that is underreported, it's important to start looking at the avenues and the platforms where you can actually get that accurate information. So there are platforms like, the sort of Samsung, the sort of Android apps, the desktop computers, and the other platforms at the moment, which are Apple products that aren't using the iOS 14, like, sort of on mobile phones, and targeting those platforms a little bit more specifically, particularly if you've got more high ticket offers and people are using, say, a laptop or a desktop computer. It might be a little bit easier to go after those people with your particular offer. So it means that, if tracking's underreported in one area, it means you simply have to adjust and go into the other areas as well and start saying to these people, okay, well, this is what we need to go after. Go into the platforms where we can get more reliable tracking information, where it's not underreported. So be aware.